Laila, how is the weather in Norway where you are?
The weather is great here. It's like fall and we got some snow on the mountains and it's colder.
Okay, because here it's still beach weather.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
saw
why.
that. I saw the weather forecast and my husband said, "Oh my God, it's like 27 degrees."
You came here not too long ago with your 13-year-old daughter Lycke, and maybe just give us a short run through how Lycke was before you came to the Apheresis Centre. How was her health? How was her condition?
Lykke was very bad, I think so. And she couldn't manage any school at all. She went to school like half a day each week, just one time a week at school. And she could hardly do anything. She was like sleepy all the time, had to be in a dark room. She didn't have so much contact with her friends because she didn't have enough energy for that. And she slept a lot. She had some headaches, dizziness. Her heart rate was very high when she started to move, and she had lots of symptoms. She had like eczema on her head or on her scalp and her hands, and I think she had all the long COVID symptoms.
You can
Uh,
imagine. How long
yeah,
was she? When did they start?
she got sick in February 2022, but a year before that, she got some.
So how is, I mean, Lycke is 13 years old. It was not so easy because I think we're the only clinic that has a pediatric team and pediatric surgeons and pediatric anesthesists that offer help apheresis. So we were basically her only option at the time. And it was not so easy for her, I imagine, because she also suffered from severe anxiety, no?
Yeah, and she was like, she didn't want to go. But then I started researching and I saw some, I can't remember where, but I saw there was a clinic in Cyprus, your clinic. And that's when I contacted you. I can't remember how I did
Mm,
that, but I
yeah, yeah.
just
Or you just send us a
contacted you.
message on the website saying, when can we come? And then you had a few questions and boom, you were
Yeah,
lucky we got a last minute slot, I remember, because somebody
yeah,
else had postponed. And then we got you in, and then Lycke was here, and she was very, of course, she was very weak, but very polite child that you have, very sweet. And then the catheter and everything, it was difficult, but then you could literally watch her getting better. And the interesting thing is she only did 2 apheresis, and she still got so much better, and not even the full 2 ones because the filters kept clogging up completely, right?
yeah. It was so horrible, I think. As a mom, you're probably, how it is. As a mom, when I asked the nurses, how is her case? And the nurses said, we think this is one of the worst cases we've seen. And they had seen like another boy who's 9 years old who was very bad too. And I
Mm.
was like, oh my God. And I couldn't believe it. And I also saw the blood, which they took off from the catheter, sucked out of the catheter and put it on a tissue. And I saw the clothing. And it was so, I don't know, not sticky. It wasn't like as it should be. So I
Yeah.
took some pictures from that and treatment, and I think maybe we shall put those pictures out so
Yeah, of course.
others also can see that.
It was like very jelly, it was
Very
like,
jelly, yeah,
yes, it
yeah,
was like super coagulated, huge fibrin aggregates in the blood. And it's most likely what we see in many patients that, all of these small clots, they just stick together to one big aggregate. And then we pull 10, 15, 20 centimeter long clotting strings out of the blood veins. It's
yeah.
sometimes when I see that, I really wonder how the human body can cope with that, but they seem to be more flexible than classic macro clots. So that seems to be one of the reasons. Now, most important question of all, how is she now? How is Lycke doing now?
Oh. Lycke is doing very great now. She, as I told you, she went to school half a day for a week, and now she's like at school 3 half days a week. And I asked her, "What's the best about this? What was best about after this treatment?" And she said, "Mom, I got my mood back." She said. And she's like a teenager now. She was like yesterday she went to school and she's been walking with her friends. She's not like, she has like 50% of the symptoms left, but those are not so bad. But she's like, has got rid of 50%.
Wow.
And she was like chatting with her friends. She went out with them. She went to school and chatting with her friends on internet, gaming. She is much better. And I did some kind of, I made a checklist, as you saw, and tried to figure out how much
very
better
impressive,
she
very accurate.
Yeah. And me and my husband, when we left to Cyprus, we went the whole family because we took it as a vacation, because she was not so, she didn't want to go, but I told her we take it as a vacation. So we went to Cyprus and we were there for a month, and it was easier to get her with us then. Yeah. And she loved Cyprus. She didn't want to leave from Cyprus because of the cats. And we are from a small town, so we felt like you were our family. So it's like, it wasn't so big as I thought it was going to be. But it was a very nice clinic. Lycke loved the nurses. And you're just great, Marcus. You're very great. And it's very easy to talk with you all at the clinic. And Irina, very great doctor. She's not a doctor you sit in an office with and talk as you do in Norway. You sit in an office and they take some notes. Irina is not like that. So I was reflecting about that too when I come back, how differently you were from the doctors here in Norway.
But I think it's because everyone in the clinic has been through it. We all had long COVID, the nurses. Me, Konstantinos, our director, has seen me being so ill. Dr. Irina has been treating chronically ill patients since decades. Everybody knows how it is. There is no gaslighting, no questioning looks. And I always think of it more like a community or more like a family thing. I mean, that's how it feels for me. I'm not sure if reliving my own story every day 5-6 times is a healthy, good therapy, but don't forget, it was just 2 years ago since I was in the apheresis seat. So I still remember how it is. I was in the shoes of the patients not too long ago.
Yeah, yeah. And I think about Lycke, about when she took the treatment, she didn't think it was that it hurted or anything. She said she couldn't feel anything. She could actually feel maybe the fluid coming in, and it was, yeah. But when she got the catheter, it was not any. She said it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
So, but the worst thing was probably
when a pain-free treatment. The flow speed is very slow, so you don't feel the treatment itself. And she was also lucky because she's a very small person with 13. So, of course, the catheter is always not easy. But we got it quite nicely in her femoral vein in the leg, so that was okay. And she didn't have to do a central neck catheter, which is a bit more of a procedure, still not difficult. We have many children who have it and it's successful. But yeah, it's, she's a very brave little girl. It's not like you see these big machines and when you see them and then the blood in the lines, it's quite interesting. Children handle it better than
the first sign, me and my husband, we were actually in Cyprus then, and she had like stopped the treatment, Apheresis treatment, and I think it was a week after. That was right before we went back home to Norway, and she was like, she started singing in her wheelchair, and me and my husband, we were like watching on each other and said, "Oh my God, we hadn't heard her singing for 1.5 years." And she started singing in the wheelchair.
Does she still use the wheelchair?
No, she doesn't use it. We saw the good results in the end of August.
And the treatment.
And now it's better.
When was the last treatment?
I think the last treatment were in the beginning of August.
So
7th,
it took
4th
about
of
a month
August
until you saw the first results. Yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't only get Apheresis treatment. She also got some treatment, vitamin treatment. Like she had very low D vitamin levels, low iron levels, and Dr. Irina gave her some iron support for her thyroid and D vitamin, C vitamin, and she still takes it. But she lost a lot of hair before we came to Cyprus, and now she has lots of baby hair.
Nice.
And she still hasn't any eczema.
That's so cool.
It's so cool, yeah.
And in school, she's walking on her own?
Yeah, she walks on her own, and we're in a small village, so they go to the store and buy lunch. She walks with her friends.
But she got a big part of her life back, no?
Yeah, and
she's a normal teenager again now.
Yeah, and here when we were sitting at this living room someday, and she started watching around in the house, and she said, "Mom, do we have a new fire alarm here?" And I said, "No, we haven't had that alarm for many years." So it's like she has been not here with her, like more awake now. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
but she still is fatigued. She still has some fatigue after she's been at school. So she's at school like every second day. So, and she also got this that her heart rate is rising when she walks, but not so much.
But I think she didn't even have the full 2 treatments because the filter got blocked in one of them. So she literally only had 1.5 treatments, right?
Yeah, you have to show the pictures from the filters. It's so much. In the second one where she got this infection, you can see lots of stuff in there.
I'm almost sure another 1, 2, 3 treatments, and we will reduce the fatigue even more. That's what we see with a lot of the other teenagers, you know. So that is always a good thing. Yeah. Please say hello to your lovely husband from us. Say hello to Lycke. Yeah. Tell her best regards and greetings, and send lots of love and hugs and kisses. And we're so happy, so proud of her that she went through all of this, that she's so good now. And we're waiting to see her back anytime soon. Whenever she wants to come, we're welcoming her with open arms. And to the rest of the journey, that will be amazing. Laila, it was a pleasure talking to you. Send our warmest regards to everyone, and we'll talk very, very soon. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye, and hello to Norway. Bye.